Dany, what is going on here?
My son. Where is he? I want him.
He didn't make it.
The boy did not live.
How did my son die?
They say the child was...
monstrous. Twisted. He was scaled like a lizard. Blind. With leather wings like the wings of a bat. When I touched him, the skin fell from his bones. Inside, he was full of...
And you didn't think to show us this?
Where is Khal Drogo? Show him to me. Show me what I bought with my son's life. Drogo. Sheikh Mishrakiani. Why is he out here alone?
He seems to like the warmth, Princess.
You asked for life. You paid for life.
This is not life. When will he be as he was?
When the sun rises in the west, sets in the east. When the seas go dry, when the mountains blow in the wind.
Kill her. She's gonna die. They're gonna kill her. Dany is gonna kill her.
I don't want you alone with this sorceress.
I have nothing more to fear from this woman. You knew what I was buying, and you knew the price.
It angered the great shepherd.
This is not God's work. My child was innocent.
Innocent. He would have been the stallion who mounts the world. Now he will burn no cities. Now his Khalasar will trample no nations into dust.
I saved you.
Saved me. 3 of those riders had already raped me before you saved me, girl. I saw my god's house burn. In the streets I saw piles of heads. The head of a baker who makes my bread. The head of a young boy that I'd cured of fever just 3 moons past. Tell me again exactly what it was that you saved.
Your life.
Why don't you take a look at your Khal? Then you will see exactly what life is worth when all the rest has gone.
You can't go.
They'll put out the word.
You can't
They'll send out
desert.
ravens. People will come after you. You can't leave us now. We need
John.
you here. Move.
John.
I won't let you go.
You're a good boy, Sam.
No.
No! Fuck. Go on, Ghost.
My father's probably the most powerful man in the country, certainly the richest. He has all 7 kingdoms in his pockets. Everyone, everywhere, always has to do exactly what my father says. I believe the ladies of the court could learn a great deal from a girl like you.
He's gonna take her anyway.
Why don't you come with me? Be the hand's lady.
I don't trust her though. See? They're after you already, John. For God's sake. Oh, Sam. Oh, he's going back to help Sam.
Lucky you've got plenty of padding. We're taking you back to where you belong.
We're your brothers now.
Look, you took the oath. You can't leave.
I don't care. Hear my words and bear witness to my vow. All of you.
Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I shall live and die at my post.
Come on,
And
man.
the sword in the darkness,
The watcher on the walls.
the shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life and honor to the Night's Watch, for this night and all nights to come.
When the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, then you shall return to me, my sun and stars.
Just gonna put him out of his misery.
The thing you need to understand about kings is they're complicated men, but I know how to serve them. Robert Baratheon, he was an entirely different animal, powerful man, great warrior. King Joffrey. May the gods bless his reign. He's a capable young man. Strong military mind. Stern, but it's far too soon to know what.
She's just
manner
like,
of
shut the
king he
fuck
will
up,
be.
old man.
Let me see you out, my dear.
It's all right. No need.
Yes, yes.
Got his rocks off, now he's ready to face the day. Wow. Are you serious? I did notice that a little bit just, you know, when he got up off the bed and he was shaking all it out, and I was like, he seems awfully spry. Very different to what he was before. He's putting that whole thing on? You sneaky old fucking wanker.
The ones who sneered at you for years.
Harry the orphan boy. No one asks an orphan too many questions. You've a long way to travel and in bad company. Men and boys, all bound for the wall. This lot, half of them would turn you over to the king quick as spit for a pardon. And the other half would do the same, except they'd rape you first. So keep to yourself, and when you piss, do it in the woods alone.
Oh.
Watch yourself, midget. What's a gutter rat like you doing with a sword? I bet he stole that sword.
Let's have a look. You better give up by the sword. I've seen him
Hot
kick
pie.
a boy to death.
I knocked him down, and I kicked him in the balls, and I kept kicking him until he was dead. You better give me that sword!
You want it? I'll give it to you. I bet you never killed anyone. I bet you're a liar. But I'm not. I'm good at killing fat boys. I like killing fat boys.
Oh, you like picking on the little ones, do you?
Hey!
You know, I've been
Isn't
hungry
that
on these past 10
Gendry?
years. This is Castle Forge steel.
It
Why'd you
is.
steal it?
It was a gift.
Where we're going, they don't care what you've done.
Which are you?
Armourer's
It is.
apprentice. But my master got sick of me, so here I am.
It's 1,000 leagues from here to the wall, and winter is coming.
You look exhausted. Was your moonlight ride that time?
I knew you'd know.
Honor made you leave. Honor brought you back.
My friends brought me back.
I didn't say it was your honor.
Wow, it's
Killed my
good.
father.
Oh, and you're going to bring him back to life, are you? Beyond the wall, the Rangers are reporting whole villages abandoned outside Eastwatch. Because of Pike's men discovered 4 blue-eyed corpses. Do you think your
They're going to be making their
brother's
move.
war is more important than ours? When dead men, and worse, come hunting for us in the night, do you think it matters who sits on the Iron Throne? Because I want you and your wolf with us when we ride out beyond the wall tomorrow. Don't sit meekly by and wait for the snows. The Night's Watch will ride in force against the Wildlings, the White Walkers, and whatever else is out there. And we will find Benjen Stark.
Yes, you will.
Alive or dead, I will command them myself. So I'll only ask you once, Lord Snow. Are you a brother of the Night's Watch? Or a bastard boy who wants to play at war?
Monsieur Dragon Eggs. Let's get some hatching going on.
My queen, I know what you intend. Do not.
You don't understand.
Don't ask me to stand aside as you climb on that pyre. I won't watch you burn.
She won't burn.
Is that what you fear?
Careful now, because I could ship this, so careful.
Sir Jorah, bind this woman to the pyre. I am Daenerys Stormborn. I am the dragon's daughter. And I swear to you that those who would harm you will die screaming.
Oh, the look on his face. She won't burn, because she is the dragon! She's very much alive, and she's gonna have some babies! Yes!
Blood of my blood.
Finally! That was an amazing ending. Finally got to see our dragons born. Well, hatched. Just give me a minute. So we finally got to see our dragons hatch. That whole scene with her, Dany going into the fire. I mean, we already knew that the fire wasn't going to affect her. God, I really loved Jorah this episode. Makes me feel so bad that I suspected that he wanted to kill Dany. Oh my god. Oh, that was so good. This was such a good episode. Actually, it was such a great season. And we finally get the 3 little dragons. I don't know their names. I think one of them starts with B, but that's about all I know. I actually thought there was... I think I've only ever seen one fully grown dragon. Like a picture. But yeah, that whole scene... I knew that witch was going to be like doing what she did on purpose. Because I mean, come on. You may have saved her when she did, but... considering what you know, Drogo and his men did to their village or whatever, you had to know that it was going to turn bad. And she and what I liked about it is, well, she didn't even pretend. You know, she was like, yeah, you know, you think you saved me? Hello, I was raped 3 times before you got off your ass and did anything. It's very. I'm really surprised that going into it, like from the first episode, when Dany is basically sold to Drogo by Viserys, I didn't really think that she would come to love him this much. I mean, you could obviously see it as the episodes went on and how much she really, you know, she grew to love him, and then when she got pregnant and stuff, and that whole thing, I guess, answers, you know, why I never knew any kind of pregnancy storyline with Dany. Was the baby died. The baby died, giving its life up to save. You say save, but to give life back to Drogo, even though he was catatonic. But yeah, the way that she described the baby, its description was very dragon-like. Was that before the spell, or after, or after she went into the tent and it did that to her baby? That's probably what it was, right? There's no way she was like gonna birth a dragon baby. Oh, too much anime. Anyway. But yeah, she really did grow to really love Drogo, to sit on his pyre with him. And again, Jorah. God, I have such a huge crush on Jorah. The way he looks at Dany with so much care. I look into these things way too much. Anyway. I like Jorah, alright? And I hope nothing bad happens to him. Which means He's going to die horribly in some time in some place. I'm glad that Jon decided to go back to the Watch. The last thing he needs is not only to have the Lannisters being involved in a war with the Lannisters, but to also have the Night's Watch coming after you for desertion. He can't outrun everyone, but he has a job to do. He has a new family. He has a new direction in his life, and as the commander says, it looks like the White Walkers are starting to make some kind of move, and considering what they are capable of, I don't know personally the extent of what their capabilities are, but it seems a hell of a lot more imperative that they take care of what's going on over here, instead of what's going on with men over here. And I cannot wait to follow them going beyond the wall. I want to know what happened to Benjen, and if we're going to find him and if he's going to be alive. I want to see a goddamn White Walker. We haven't seen one since the first little few peeks in the first episode. And I think it's time that we got to know a bigger supernatural threat, I want to say. I don't think... Maybe supernatural is not the right word, but a bigger threat than just humans, even though humans are a huge threat, as you can very well see. What they're going to do, what Robb and the rest of them are going to do now, they've like proclaimed Robb to be their King of the North, so they want to be able to rule themselves. They don't care much for, the Lannisters or the Iron Throne. They've still got to go and get those girls out. What they think that the girls are. Obviously, Sansa's the only one that's there. And they still have to. They're still going to meet Tywin on the battlefield. I just know it, and that it's going to be bloody. Should have killed Jaime. If not kill him, then maim him. He is clearly a danger. Maim him so he can't hold a sword. I have noticed, I'm sure I did notice just a small little change in Sansa having to look up at her father's decapitated head, and the others as well. She got the phoenix look in her eye. I noticed the dark phoenix look in her eye, and I don't know, I think this might be a change in her character. The one thing I haven't really taken that much interest in Sansa. I haven't really thought much about her character, only because, I've seen her up until now as, kind of a spoiled, entitled young lady. That's just how they are. They're highborn, who's always wanted, just seems like kind of spoiled. I'm sure they all were, but she'll be the one that'll be married off, and so she has a sense of self-importance, which is fine. It's just she seemed very whingy. I don't find that particularly endearing in a character. All she really cared about was getting married to Joffrey and having babies, and I know that that's how her character is, but after all of that, I think I've seen a change in her, and I'm actually very intrigued by how she's going to develop going forward now. On the other hand, with Arya, or Ari, I've liked her since the minute she shot that arrow to the bullseye from behind Bran. She's young, rambunctious, she's got a good head on her shoulders, she knows what she wants, she doesn't want to be that stereotypical daughter that gets married off. Sometimes it does, well, I guess as a female in these times, and in this world in this time, what you want doesn't really matter, especially when you're so young. But I'll be watching her with profound interest in the next season. I think she's going to, I mean, she's obviously dressed up as a boy now. She's going to be hiding amongst men, and she is on her way to the wall. Hopefully there she will get some training. Maybe she'll meet up with Jon. It's going to be one of those, this shit happened to the Stark family. The young kids are divided. And over time, it's going to be almost like a revenge kind of thing. They're going to grow, get stronger, and then at the end, or at some point, they're going to come back and reclaim, I don't know, their dignity, honor, get revenge for killing Ned. I don't know. But that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting at the moment. But yeah, overall, so yeah, this was the last episode in this season. As a new watcher, I have to say, I cannot believe that I waited this long to watch it. and I get why I had like some family and friends say to me, you know, and continuously ask me if I've watched it or not. I had a great time watching this season. It is very hard to watch because there's so many things going on. There are so many, like, even just now, I know that so much more happened in the episode, but I just can't for the life of me think of it right now because my head's just full of what the hell is going to happen to Arya and what the hell is going to happen to Jon and what is going to happen to Dany. Those are the only kind of three things that I really care about. But it's been so great. The acting has been amazing. The music has been just phenomenal. I think I've said this before, but this is the only TV series that I have ever watched where I've watched every single opening like scene, the intro music. Because even though I've heard it 10 times now, each time I listen to it, it feels like the theme song. Each time I listen to it, it feels like the first time I'm hearing it, and it's just amazing. And like they have rearrangements of it through the series, and other like backing pieces. The music in this series has just been phenomenal so far. A lot of like the little things, like the different cultures, the whole Dothraki, and their language. It always amazes me that people can just create these languages for TV shows. I mean, you see it with like Star Trek and things like that. That they create their whole other languages. Lord of the Rings. All the actors have been great. I've really enjoyed. Like I think my favorites definitely have been Emilia Clarke and Kit Harington and Peter Dinklage. Love those characters. Absolutely love Dany. I've had such a great time watching Jon and following his story. And who could not love Tyrion Lannister? Peter Dinklage has been just freaking a pleasure to watch so far. I also really enjoyed Ian Glenn, who is Jorah. I've had a bit of a little back and forth of whether I fully trust him or not, but none so much as I have with Aidan Gillian, who is Peter Baelish. How do I describe my feelings on this character? I love to hate him. I think he's a very dangerous character because he has the gift of the gab. He's his eyes and ears everywhere, and he knows everything, and that is dangerous. But I have to say that it will be, my two at the top for this season would be, Amelia and Peter Dinklage, my two favourite. Everyone else has been amazing, but those two are the two bright sparks that I'll be taking away from this season. And I cannot wait to see where their arcs go, where their character development goes in season 2. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you for joining me. If you have found me through these Game of Thrones reactions, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for subscribing. If you are not subscribed, please feel free to do so. I would absolutely appreciate it. Otherwise, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you next week where we start season 2 of Game of Thrones. Bye.